by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow, so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world.
Let's address the topic, because I got some hate. Sorry if I look like this, I just woke up. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning right now. Let's start off with talking about Frasier. And me being a bad owner and an attention seeker by posting his video. So, a lot of YouTubers, the way that they grow their channel is they go on their YouTubers' channels when they post a video, and not every single video, not all the time, but once in a while they'll leave a link and say, hey, you know, I'm new to YouTube, I'm trying to grow my channel, and I post this video. If anybody wants to check it out, go ahead, and they leave a link. Okay. When I found out about Frasier yesterday, I went on and watched a couple of my favorite YouTubers' videos, and I just said, you know, my horse passed away, I just found out about it. Sorry. I just found out about it. If anybody wants to watch his memorial video, you're more than welcome. And that is all I said. I left it on maybe 2 channels, maybe 3, and I posted it all over Facebook and all over Instagram, because that is how you grow your channel. You get people aware of your channel. So I didn't do this just with Frasier's video. I did this back when I was starting YouTube. I did this back with my blindfold challenges, my desensitizing things. Once in a while I would just post that I did a video. So for you to call this other lady on this other video on YouTube, called me attention seeking for posting his memorial video. This is how YouTube works. A lot of people go on other people's channels, and I've seen it everywhere. On the highest channels, on the lowest channels. And they just mentioned that they have a video up, and if anybody wants to watch it, they can watch it. That's how you grow your channel. That's how you get a following. So don't just think because I did it with Frasier's video that I'm doing it for attention for him. No, I've done it with a couple other videos. So that's that, okay? And somebody else on a different channel. Why get out of there before you knock my lamp down? Go. I'll see. I know. She called me a bad horse owner. Neglectful. Okay, that really pisses me off. You don't know the full situation. So she commented, she goes, how could you not go see your horse for 3 months? My subscribers, and welcome to the new ones, my subscribers know my story. My subscribers know why I couldn't go see him. I recently, in November, lost my job due to verbal abuse of a client. I haven't gotten another client since, probably because I reported him, but you have to legally report them for verbal abuse. So it just puts a bad rep on your name, and I'm going to have to find a different job. I was going to continue with that job, but that's another video. Anyways, the point is, she obviously didn't know my story. She obviously didn't know what would happen, what was going on. So let's talk about how Frasier died. We went and the story is, I didn't neglect him. It's not like I personally owned him and he was out in a field for 3 months with no food, no water, and no attention. Okay, I owned him for 5 or 6 years. Then we couldn't afford horses anymore, so we got out of horses, and now I'm training. I don't personally have any horses of my own now anymore. We sold Frasier and all the other horses to good homes to make sure that the horses don't suffer. A lot of people, when they can't afford them, they make the horses suffer because they don't want to give them up. Well, sweetheart, you sometimes have to do what's best for the animal. Okay, so my grandpa, who's actually my uncle's wife's dad, he's not really my grandpa. We just call him grandpa. We're related by marriage, pretty much. Bought Frasier, or my aunt bought Frasier, and tried to blackmail me into getting my GED and all that because she wasn't very happy that I dropped out. And long story short, she lied to me for 5 years, telling me that she sold them to a meat market or a dressage rider, and she kept switching up the stories. So one day when my grandpa went and had surgery and his wife died, I went out to see him, and boom, there's Frasier. He bought him from her. And she never told me because she was pissed that I didn't get my GED, so she was trying to keep it a secret. Nice, right? So that was 5 years I could have spent with, 5 years later, that's 5 years I could have spent with Fraser. That's how long she kept him a secret that he was still there for me. And so I spent the last 2 years going out and seeing him as much as I could. It's an hour and a half there, an hour and a half back. That's a 3-hour drive. Not everybody has the gas money to go out there and do that daily, especially when you lost your job. So I went out there yesterday. Surprise, surprise. I pulled up and his mare's in the field by herself. And I was like, oh. And I just felt my heart sink. And I'm like, I know something's wrong. Where's my horse? So I knock on the door. And I actually got some dewormer for Fraser. And I was going to give it to him. You know, I was like, well, he lets me come out and ride him and take him and do whatever I want, whenever I want, for however long I want. And he still calls him my horse. The least I could do is bring him some dewormer, right? I knock on the door and I ask Grandpa, I go, where's my horse? He goes, he's in a hole in the ground. And that's exactly how he said it to me. So he thought it was back in August that he died. But since I went out and seen him in November, I think my grandpa has a cattle ranch. And it's just, he's so busy. And it's just him and his new girlfriend. So they're so busy with her ranch, her property. He has 2 or 3 properties. So I think that's why he got the dates mixed up. Because even his girlfriend and I both said, no, it had to be late October, late October, early November that he passed. It had to be. And so he got to think about it. He goes, oh yeah, it was around that time. So he didn't have my phone number, which I swore I gave to him, but whatever. Surprise, surprise, my aunt was supposed to call me to tell me he had died. Well, considering she lied to me for 5 years that he was at a meat market or at a dressage house, I kind of wasn't surprised that she didn't call me and tell me that he died. We don't know how he died. And that's how I found out that he died 2-3 months ago. Because, well, that's when it was. Sorry. Quit fighting. Anyways, so we don't know exactly how he died. So what I know is when he died, whether it was late November, early November, whatever, or October, he went down and got a drink in the pasture, and the next day they came out and he was dead. There was no sign of anything attacking him because where they live is high predator. It's nothing but cattle, horse, and sheep ranches and goat ranches. There's tons of coyotes. It's not unnormal to see packs of coyotes in the middle of the day all the time. So there was no sign of an attack or of being mauled by something. So that's good. From what they could tell, he wasn't like super sweaty or anything. So there's no sign of struggle. There's no sign of like him in severe pain. They don't know what he died from, pretty much. I kind of think his weight had to do it. Besides his age, he was 36. He would have been 37 this year, 2020. I think his weight had something to do with it because he was severely overweight, but he was also in his 30s, almost his 40s. You know, he's 36 years old. We didn't want to try cutting back the hay because what if we can't get him to put it back on? So we kind of just let him be fat and happy. Not my personal choice. I would have gotten him down at least about 50, 60 pounds. But, you know, he's my grandpa's horse. My grandpa owns him. So it was his decision, not mine. Whatever. I'm happy that he was taken care of. I'm happy he was happy, I guess, up until the day he died. Fraser always acted like a stud colt. He would go out and push the mares, push the foals when we had him out here. He was like a stud. He was the boss. He was so frisky. And I wanted to do a video with him so bad, but the last time I went to see him, he was on someone else's property. And I don't live out there. They don't know me. So I'm not just going to go on their property and go see my horse, you know. So I knocked on the door, no one answered. I went down to my grandpa's house, knocked on the door to see if he could call the people that lived there to see if I could go see him. No one was there. I called my grandpa, no one was there. I went to the store because it's such a small little town, like it's its own little town inside of a town. And everybody knows everybody. It's so friendly. You can just walk up and throw your horse in your neighbor's pasture and they wouldn't even care, as long as you keep the fence up and water your horse and feed your horse. That's how friendly it is. So I went to the store and asked, hey, have you seen my grandpa or his girlfriend? And they're like, nope, sorry, we haven't. So I went home. I tried to pet him through the fence, but it was a hot wire, so he was smart enough to know to stay away from it. And I wasn't going to get him zapped just to pet him. But yeah, that is what we know about Frasier. That is what happened to Frasier. Very unfortunate. And I'm super pissed at my aunt for not calling me. Because even if we're family and we don't get along, all in all, if you want to count the years that they had him, we had him for almost 12 years. 11 years, 12 years. So for you to not call and tell me that's just wrong. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the memorial video, and if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out if you want to. I'm actually surprised at how many views it got. Thank you guys so much for showing the love that I have for Frasier. Thank you for showing your love for Frasier. Alright, we'll see you in the next video. I may or may not do Fact of the Week this week. Kind of depends on how I'm doing. Because for everybody else, you know, oh, he's been dead for 2 or 3 months, whatever. You know, I just found out yesterday. And alright, I'm going to let you guys off. And that is what happened. And please, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Because I don't go on other people's posts bashing them when their animals die. So you don't need to do it to me. Those comments have been removed and deleted. And yeah. Alright, I'm going to stop rambling. Alright, bye guys.